Boston Bruins' recent struggles have led many people to discuss a trade, and in a recent report from Elliotte Friedman, he says the Bruins are actively searching for a trade. Now, he doesn't say who, but in this video, I'm going to be talking about what possibilities there are and what the Bruins are going to need to add if they do actively go out and look for this so-called trade that Elliotte Friedman is talking about. Before we do, though, we know 70% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Boston Bruins news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button. Join me here on the channel. We're covering everything Boston Bruins, and this team has been pretty tough lately, and we are expecting some big moves very soon. You will not want to miss what we have to bring for you guys when they happen. But like I said, without any further ado, we got a big thing to go after. So the Bruins are actively searching for a trade, according to Elliotte Friedman. And I do have the quote here, what he had from 32 Thoughts on the podcast, and going into another one where he mentions another player that could be on the market, and we'll talk about the possibility of that as well. But here's what Elliotte Friedman had to say on the topic. Boston lost again today, and this was November 16th, so yesterday. They definitely have been out there trying to see if there's something they can do to shake them up, but there's definitely a lot of intensity in Boston. And he says the possibility of a trade is going to be there, and it already is there, and they've been looking for this. And going further into this topic as well, as you can see from NHL Watcher here, Friedman on the headlines, Taylor Hall's a healthy scratch tonight, not related to the Boston Bruins, or maybe it is, but the Bruins lose again, been looking in the trade market to see if there is something that can shake them up. Lots of intensity in Boston right now there. So once again, going over, he's talking about the trades. The Bruins are looking for something to change this team as soon as possible. And we've been mentioning here, and if you're new to the channel, you could go back so many videos since the start of the season. We've been discussing how Don Sweeney's doing nothing to help this team. They need to make a move. We saw Georgi Merkulov come up, first point in his first game of the season. Very, very good game from him in a game that the Bruins didn't play well, and we're happy to see him. He's still in the lineup. Going forward, it seems like ahead of next game against Columbus. So we now have a potential guy to fill in a spot, but that's not going to be the only thing the Bruins need to do. We still need to add some goal scoring, some more offensive talent, some more defense, whatever you want to add. The Bruins can immediately make it better by making a trade due to how kind of bad they've been this season. And a name that's been in a lot of trade reports lately that I want to talk about here in this video has been a guy who is known for his offense, known for his very good playmaking abilities on the offense. That's Trevor Zegras. Now, a lot of people are probably going to say that this is not a viable trade. The Bruins probably aren't looking for a guy like Trevor Zegras, but from what we've been seeing with him in Anaheim lately, there's lots of conversations that are going to be had about, is he going to be traded? Is he happy in Anaheim? And I do have a screenshot from his game yesterday after scoring a goal. We know how happy Trevor Zegras is to be an offensive talent, to score goals, and this is his reaction to a goal yesterday that he scored. He does not want to be in Anaheim, if you ask me. I mean, can't see why anybody would on this team. They're been pretty bad for quite a few seasons, but the fact that Trevor Zegras, a guy who's known for his offensive talent, his skills, his, not so much goal scoring, but his offensive ability around the net and playmaking ability, you expect a guy like this to be super excited to score a goal, and having his reaction like this after recent goals has been something that is leading a lot of fans and a lot of NHL fans to question, is he going to be in Anaheim for the foreseeable future? And personally, I don't think so. And that kind of comes into where the Boston Bruins bring into this. And if the Bruins are looking for this young spark that could definitely light something up, Trevor Zegras is going to be that guy to be able to do that on an offensive side of things. And we know Jim Montgomery is more of a serious coach. The team is not one that is having, I don't want to say fun, but, they're strictly business is a good way of putting it, I suppose. And Trevor Zegras is also that, but he has that more fun aspect to him, the younger side of things. But it would be a good, kind of spark for the Bruins, a good spark to have a guy like Trevor Zegras come into this lineup and really see what he can do with players that have been in the NHL for a while, players that have proved themselves, could help him out on the offense as well. And looking at Trevor Zegras' stats over his career, this season, 4 points in 16 games, obviously not what you want to see from Trevor Zegras if you're the Anaheim Ducks, but looking at his other, other seasons in 21-22 and 22-23, 61 and 65 points respectively, both of those seasons, the best of his career. I guess that's something that we can have a look at. And, he's not had over 65 points in his career, even though he's kind of one of these big-named players. But once again, we have to consider, this is the Anaheim Ducks, and the Anaheim Ducks now are much better than the Anaheim Ducks were a couple years ago. So looking at what we're seeing now, Trevor Zegras should be getting a bit better and looking for more NHL ready and NHL competent teammates, and really hasn't had that so far. And with 4 points in 16 games, the Ducks may choose to move away from him after signing a 3-year deal worth $5 million. And in the second year of this deal, the Ducks don't seem to be too pleased with it and too pleased in Zegras' production. And I think that putting Zegras on a line, or I should not say on a line, on the lines from the Boston Bruins, I think you put him with anybody, he's going to find immediate success. We know the Bruins team is a lot of good NHL players, and just the way they're playing right now is not leading to be good, a good team. But if you put these lines in probably any other system right now, some team that has confidence, some team that has something going, they will all be absolutely fantastic. But the way that we're playing right now and everything, the Bruins are just in the dumps. But realistically, these players all should be ones on a talented team, and this team should be atop the standings. However, we know where we are now, and we need that spark, leading to what I'm thinking, a Trevor Zegras here. And as I mentioned, the contract as well. $575 for 3 years, second year of that currently. Not a bad contract for Zegras when he does play up to his potential. And knowing that the cap is going to go up, what we've seen, potentially $97 million, or up to $97 million next season and over the next few, keep on increasing, this contract could play out to be somewhat of a $3 to $4 million contract in a few years. And I know that he is in the second year. Next year is going to be the expiring deal. After that, however, he still is an RFA. And having him as an RFA for the Bruins, having the cap go up, and if he does not start to perform better than he is, he'll be making a very similar contract to what he is now, and having that being much cheaper than it actually is right now in the future. So the Bruins have a big opportunity here to kind of put out their name for Trevor Zegras, to put something out there, offer a trade, get something for him, and buy low on Trevor Zegras, and someone who could spark something as well. And there's going to be a lot of trade reports over these next few days, especially now that Elliotte Friedman had said this. And there was also some people kind of calling out for Taylor Hall's name when this tweet was put out. And in the same podcast, discussing the two, a reunion with Taylor Hall. However, 32, coming off an injury, it's not the most ideal situation for Taylor Hall right now, and especially being a healthy scratch, it's not really the best scenario for someone to probably go out and look for Taylor Hall. Now, we do have to admit, he could be someone that comes out of here, comes on a good team, someone that has help around him and performs, but that you could say that with anybody. You could say that with Zegras, you could say that with Hall, you can say that with many other players, but Trevor Zegras, as young as he is, and how good he's been supposed to perform and hasn't had that yet, I think the Bruins could be the spot for that to happen. Playing with Pastrnak, playing with someone who has that intense skill level, that would match his, and I think that would be a very good fitting line for Trevor Zegras. So let me know what you think about Zegras. I think I made a video about him, like one of the first ones on the channel. I want to see the reaction now compared to then, and I think now a lot of people are probably going to be more open to it, especially the way the Bruins have been playing. But like I said, let me know what you think. It's going to be an interesting one. There's not going to be anything that's going to come out about this just yet, but it won't surprise me if we do start to see some Zegras and Bruins names thrown around in the same sentence over the next few weeks. But like I said, let me know what you think. That's all I got in this video. If you did enjoy, however, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.